Hey guys, week 5 of the Gotham.com workout. We're going to be changing it up just a little bit, not much this week. We're going to be doing different exercises, but we're really going to change our sets and rep scheme. Now, what I'm going to kind of entice you to do is, if you're kind of getting mundane at about week 5 is where we're at. If you are Wednesday and it's just like, I want to switch it up, go back to week 2 and do week 2 Thursday and Friday if you want to switch it up a little bit. Just go back and hit some of those other exercises, just change it up. But we're going to stay with week 5 and we're progressing through it. We're going to do a little bit lighter exercises this week, for the simple fact is you did lunges last week and I know your legs are sore. So we're going to take Saturday, Sunday off like we do every week. But then this one, we're really going to go through joint range of motion, and this is going to be a working week, but we're going to do lighter stuff just to kind of condition the joint and not get those things too sore and set you up for injury, okay? Kind of preventing tendonitis here is really what I'm looking at. Don't want to get any bursitis in the hips. Good job if you went through week 4 and did those lunges every day. I know that your legs are sore, getting up out of chairs. You probably were hating me, but at the same time, it'll benefit your knees and your hip joints throughout the process of this whole thing. Anytime that you move multiple joints such as the hip, knees, and ankles at the same time, you're actually releasing human growth hormone, so it's actually going to help you build muscle tone and increase your metabolism, so it's going to be a great thing if you do that. Remember, if you have any extreme pain or any sharp pains, if you have any questions, you start to get heart palpitations, stop and make sure to call your physician the next day and just ask him if it's okay. All right, here we go. We're going to do standing leg extensions today, and what we're doing, we're just going through joint range of motion. So I'm going to stand at the side so you kind of see what my motion is, and what we're doing is bringing the leg out away from the body, and you're just straightening the leg out and really kind of tightening up the top part of the leg. You're going to get some soreness, but what we're trying to do is work out some of the soreness of those lunges you did last week. Make sure throughout the week is just comment on the bottom of those workouts so we know if there's something we need to cater to you, or if we need to change, or just say, man, this thing is crazy, my legs are so sore. And there'll be a lot of people that will say, my legs are sore too. That way you don't feel alone, okay? Make sure you're drinking plenty of water through all this. It's a little bit hot out there, especially here where we're at. It's about 105 out there. Kind of the gold standard for water consumption is about half your body weight in ounces. Now, obviously, if you weigh 500 pounds, you're probably not going to take in 250 ounces of water. So, start with about 90 ounces and work your way up. But 250 ounces of water a day, you're going to be consuming fluid. I think that's probably a little contraindicated. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. And we're just going to do 12 on each leg, okay? I haven't said that yet, but we're going to do 12 on everything. Today we're going to go through 3 sets of everything. So I'm going to go straight through it for time's sake, okay? And you can just kind of play it back. We're going to do 12 on each side. The next exercise is a standing leg curl. So just a chair, just for balance purposes. So I'm using that. You can see I got my fingertips on that, just demonstrating that it's okay to use this stuff. As you do this for the next 5, 6, 7 weeks, you're really going to start to get some balance and it'll really help you. And what we're doing is just bringing the heel toward the butt. You're going to get some cramping in your hamstring there. This is going to work the hamstring all the way up into the lower butt cheek, okay? We're going to do 12 on each side. Get a group of you guys together, Get 3 or 4 of you ladies or guys and go through these workouts together. It makes it much more motivating. Then you guys can get on there and blog about it and tell us what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Our egos are pretty small, so you can tell us stuff. 12 on each side. I'm going to flip this chair. Get a little cramp in the back of that leg. This is a great exercise for patients or people who have knee problems. It's really going to help that quite a bit. All right, next exercise is we're going to do what they call an abduction, which will work in the outer part of the thigh, working some of that soreness out on the outer part of the leg, okay? And we're going to do 12. 1, 2, 3. Just bring it about as high as you can. You're going to feel it kind of cramp right here on the side, and also you'll probably feel it right here in the love handle a little bit. Really good for hip bursitis and also tendonitis in the knee. Same thing. bit brighter in here today. You can see usually film these videos first thing in the morning, about 5 a.m. just to kind of get the day started. But today we're doing it about 6 p.m., so it's a little bit different. So if my energy wanes on you, I'm sorry. Right, this one, we're going to go across the body, okay? So working the inner part, really going to work from the groin down to the knee. That's the muscle we're working. Just bringing it across the body. This is basically replacing this summer's thigh exercises. And going the other way. Now this particular workout, we've got about 8 exercises in it, so it's a little lengthier. You don't need to take a lot of breaks. You can take some breaks. You can tell I'm kind of getting winded, but when you're going through these leg exercises, these are huge muscles. They require a lot of blood, and there's oxygen in blood, and it's going to require a lot of oxygen to keep the muscles working. Okay? All right. All right, next exercise is side bends. What we're going to be working is the love handles. We're basically going to be working with this exercise from about here on the ribs down to the top of the hip. Now notice we focus on the last exercise, the outer part of the thigh, the inner part of the thigh. So we're going to kind of finish that up and work these side bends. Very simple. You can take some small weights from your local discount store, whether you got Costco or Walmart. And 5-pound weights is probably sufficient right now as we progress, okay? And you're just going to bend as far as you can, kind of cramping this side of the muscle, going back and forth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. This exercise is also going to be really good for your low back. We want a girl on here. 12. So that's side bends. Okay. Next exercise is going to be Popeye curls. We're working the bicep. We're going to go from the elbow to the shoulder. Last week we did alternating bicep curls. This week we're going to change the range of motion. We're going to have them out here. Okay. And we're just going to bring them in, and you're basically going to be flexing. Okay. Bring them in. Show people your muscle. Flex it. Okay. And you're working these different angles, so it's going to work different parts of the bicep muscle. It's going to give you that muscle that looks good in your tank tops or your white beaters or, just short sleeve shirts. And we're just going to do 12 reps. Okay? These are smaller muscles. You're not going to pant as much with these because you're not going to require as much oxygen when you work a smaller muscle. What has to happen is these muscles have to fill in with blood. And blood has oxygen. That's what makes it red, okay? Because it's oxygenated. So what happens is your lungs have to pump more. So you're going to be panting a little bit with those bigger muscles. These smaller muscles, you're not going to be as much. So that's 12. Okay? Tricep extensions. We're going to do pretty much tricep extensions. We're going to do those for the same for about the first 7 to 8 weeks. So we're just going to extend the arm. Okay? And what you want to do is really tighten up this part of the arm. So you want to push it as far as you can. Now people can turn their fist in different ranges of motion, and you'll be working different parts of the tricep. Notice the word tricep starts with tri. So there's 3 different portions to that. So if I've got my hand like this, palm up and extend it, I'm working one head. If I've got my thumb pointing towards you, I'm working another. And if I've got my hand down, I'm working another. So you can kind of rotate through that. Okay? You can switch it with each rep. It's really going to work that, really going to get it sore. Soreness is good. It means you're kind of tearing those muscles up a little bit. When you tear them up, they're going to heal up. And when they heal up, they're going to be stronger. And that's what you do with exercise. You're just trying to make those muscles stronger and have more endurance in them. Maybe 12 on each side. I'm going to kind of rotate my hand with each rep. Feels like my tricep's about to catch a cramp. That kind of hurts a little bit. Just kind of push through that with the exercise. If it continues to cramp, then take it and just kind of stretch it a little bit. Just take a little bit of a break. also a sign that I probably didn't drink very much water, too much coffee today. Make sure if you've had any type of joint replacements or anything like that, make sure and consult your orthopedic or just your general physician before you start any exercise. But for the most part, these exercises, the way we're doing them in progressive steps, you shouldn't hurt anything. Okay, that's tricep extensions. The next one we're going to do is chest press. You guys should be getting pretty good at that, but what we're trying to do is get the chest muscle strong, okay? Because these are big muscles, and they also work with the back. Chest press, and we're going to do 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's it. So what you want to do is go through a couple rounds of that. We want to go at least 2 or 3 rounds. Doing 12 reps on every exercise. A little bit easier than last week. Lunges are hard. Next week we're probably going to go back to doing some squats. We're going to get a little bit stronger at squatting. So really what we're trying to do is get growth hormone to release and get you a little bit stronger overall. See you next week.